Good morning, friends, and welcome back to Argentina. It is August, it's 8:45 in the morning, and it is that day. It is planting day for the alfalfa. It has finally arrived. But first, before we get started with that, let's check on our animals. Come along with me as we go. And where did I leave the four-wheeler? Well, I probably left it down at the new yard. Well, a little walking won't hurt us right now. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Do we want to buy any new ones? Are there any new ones here that we would be interested in? Good, bad, very bad, bad, bad. Nope. Very good. Very bad, average, very bad. I think as far as our bulls go, we have one average, a very good, and a good. Okay. Almost 36 months, almost the perfect age. And this guy's still a little young. We can let him go a little bit. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna, even though she'll reach 36 months, I don't think we're gonna sell her because she is extremely good. Now this one, we can probably sell. That one's extremely good. That one's very good, very good, very good, and very good. We need to get that one average one out of there too. We need to set up another pin that we can move her and maybe these two guys out. But she she may keep her in there for a little while until we get everything set up. I mean, she is making babies, so they can at least be sold. They may not be the greatest right now, but until we get our herd built up. And then we'll probably use this as our breeding pen, and then we'll move them to, I guess, a birthing pen. And then we need to have one other pen for the ones we're going to be feeding out for sale. All right. Let's check on the sheep. Whoa, run too fast. Well, how is everybody doing today? I hope y'all are doing good. I hope I don't... Man, only one? And it's bad. I hope I don't run into problems. I've been having issues with the been having problems with the game kind of locking up or crashing. The last 2 times it's happened, so it's messed up my recordings, it's messed up my game. But that is the life of a farmer. Okay, so yeah, we're ready for that. We've got lots of clothes here. Of course, we're out of wool, but that's okay right now. Oh, let's back up from that. That's loud. We're out of wool, but we've got other stuff. Okay. This is not growing. I miss my extended info. That was causing problems when we got the updates and stuff, so I don't know about that. But anyway, let's run down here. I'm sure my four-wheeler is down here. Let's run, 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 run. I can run with the wind because I had my coffee this morning. Okay, we're still doing good in here because it's still taking... Oh man, 4 bales of that. Okay. It's taking out of that one, and then it'll drop that one in. Good. What do we got here? We need to take these to the sale. After we do our fertilizing, we'll do that. Alright, let's get on here. Let's take this back up to the farm. The house. Yep. And for those of you that missed it, this is the new shed we had put in. Man, it's really nice. We need to get our equipment moved down here and stuff, but we'll do that a little later. Clean up around the yard, do some dirt work around there and stuff. And get these weeds out of here and everything. It looks like it's just like unused, abandoned area. Okay. Park right over here. One thing I was gonna check on. Excuse me. Let's see when November is the month to sell the clothes. That'll be a nice payday. That will be a very nice payday. Looks like right now is a good time to sell those wood beams too. Okay, let's see. Another thing we could check on, I'm just kind of curious about, is under finances, what we have, let's see. Do we have, that's not listed as a biogas plant, our electricity. I guess that's under sold products. I know last month I didn't sell any of the, so maybe that's what we make off of the gas plant. Okay, enough looking at that. Let's get to work. We don't need the big tractor. We'll just use the Ford. Okay, we can drop the weight, and we can drop the front loader. Oh man, those cows. Because I got it too high in the air. And they do that all night long. I'll be so glad to move the house away, move the barn away, something. Alright, let's see. Get this in the right spot. So the field has been ready. It's been mulched. It's been limed. It's been fertilized. So the only thing left to do is to let's get this full of seed. And then make sure and change. Alright, let's find our alfalfa. Let's go slow because we can't go backwards. There we go. Now, I know it's gonna take more than a load of that, but let's hire a worker to do this. Let's see how they're gonna do here. Okay, I guess that's one way of handling the pole in the yard or the field. Man, they're leaving a strip right along the side there. What is going on with that? Huh. Well, that'll be okay, because when we mow and everything, it does the same thing. I don't know. The markers for the field are off. Alright, let's jump back over here. And what were we going to do? Oh yeah, I know what we were going to do. Let's drive down here to the barn. Whee! I love this guy. Love riding it. I hate going through these weeds, though. They stir up a lot of dust and stuff. Alright, we need to put a couple things in down here. That would be kind of nice. Let's see. We need to be able to wash. And it would be nice to have a repair area. So let's see what we can find in here. We go to tools. No, no, no. That's a cheap little repair shop thing. I guess we could do that. The toolbox. Okay, let's go. We'll go cheap. Okay. Let's do our free placement. Wow. Oh, now it's going to let us do that. I would like that right there. Perfect. Now, the other thing I saw that I think I want to go ahead and get. Let's see, what is that? Okay. Get this. And we can put that on the other side. Right? There. Perfect. Let's go back up here. And let's get the Massey and get it cleaned up. Excuse me. Let's see, what all can we bring with the Massey? We can bring... Well, it's already got the plow on it. Stop, stop, stop. We've got the plow on it, so we can get that cleaned up and get that in the barn. I got a bunch of silage additive for free over there. Thought I might sell it, but I can't find any place that wants to take it. I don't know that I'm going to use any forage wagons or balers that use silage additive. Although I might get a... I might go ahead and get a production that will turn my grass into hay. But I have an issue with alfalfa. It might be... Oh, we're going to need some fuel in this guy too. Are we going to be able to pull in here with this? Well, I guess there's no collisions on it or the roof. Okay, time to start washing. Dirt, 100%. Let's see if we can get that down a little bit. Man, it was dirty. Man, my papa would bust my butt if he knew I had let this get this dirty. My real life dad, as much as a jerk as he is, one thing he would do every time he got through using his tractor, he would take and he would wash it and wax it. And I used to always laugh at him when he would do that. I'm like, what the heck? It's a tractor, Dad. Why are you washing and waxing it? And well, son, anything worth having is worth taking care of. And so that's what he did. And he had it before I was born. Had the tractor from before I was born, and then he no, that's just not going to work. Let's pick it back up. Come in a different way. Let's unfold it. Now I'm just curious, can it go? Nope. Either it's just the ends of the plow. Oh, what am I doing? I keep hitting the wrong button. Or it's either the ends of the plow or the roof that is don't have any collisions on. And we're gonna have to get a fuel tank out here somewhere too. How's our worker doing on the seating over there? Well, doesn't look like they got stuck on anything yet. I still have plenty of seed left. What should we bring down next? Let's bring the cultivator. And I have an idea. I should probably change the direction of the way I have the plow. I can probably do that next time. Alright, let's get this taken care of. That is a monster plow though. Good little tractor there. Yeah, let's clean this guy up. Man, I've let everything get 100% dirty. It is atrocious. I don't remember if I've asked already, but how's everybody doing today? I hope y'all are doing good. If I've already asked, then just forgive me about that. If I hadn't, I apologize for waiting this long. Alright. Let's see how good I am at backing up in here. Am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? This is kind of a tight. Ooh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's back you up in there. Good. All right. Got you parked. What else do we have that we can put in here? Lots of stuff. Worker's still going. Still got plenty of seed over there. I think we will. Next, we'll get our mower here. And get it cleaned up and put in a spot. Let's go through right here. I'm definitely going to get another one of these, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get another one of these sheds built right on the end down here. Give us a little more room. I really do like these pull-throughs. Especially if I don't have to back up. Alright, the mower. Also 100% dirty. Man, I should be shot for that. I mean, these mowers are expensive. And on top of that, that dirt stays caked up in there, and then it gets wet and it just holds the moisture, and the thing will just rust right away. And I mean, where I live, the humidity is so bad that it doesn't even have to be raining for there to be a problem with that. All right, we dropped that, and then we've got a couple more things down here, and let's see what else we can get done. Equipment wise, I think we're doing pretty good. We need to build some more pens and some more stuff like that, and so we need to sell some stuff, get some money coming in. And this is brand new and should not be dirty, so I'm just gonna put it away. You know, for some year-round income, I am tempted, once we get I'm going to put this up at the front, and then we'll back let's put it down. And we'll put the baler, back the baler in, so that we've got, basically we group all of our equipment together. It's my OCD, okay? We have enough room, and we might look at maybe going into some coffee business here too, kind of diversifying the farm income. We got cows. We're gonna add some dairy cows to that too, and then we got the sheep for the wool. Making clothes. We've also got cotton. That keeps keeps Granny busy throughout the year. And so as long as that production is running year round, then you know, we'll do our once a year sale of goods unless we absolutely need money. Oh, come on. Oh, well, I think I can reach it if I back it in there. It does need to be washed. I should have pulled through the washing station. Back it in, back it in. All right. And close enough. All right, let's get around here and only 85% dirty. That's not too bad then. Let's get this buddy washed up. But the coffee production, I mean, that's for me, really. I do like me a good cup of coffee. And I think we'll have room for it. Let's see. I didn't leave the four-wheeler down here. That's okay. Let's just we'll just park the tractor in this spot for now. And we'll run back up to the house. There's a lot of hay. Wait. We got wood chip bales and alfalfa hay bales. Have we? Oh, it finally used up that one. if I approach, it's going to drop. It's still using out of that one above it. There it goes. All right, let's go. Oh, it looks like our fertilizing's done. Let's go get oh, we still have, yeah, we're gonna need another one of those barns. We still have the, I said our fertilizing's done, didn't I? Well, this is our fertilizer spreader and lime spreader, so no. We were planting alfalfa. That's what we were doing. Ooh, that's loud. Oh, where's my tractor? Way down there, I think. Oh, this is all saying that the nitrogen is bad. I thought I fertilized this already. Also needs rolling. We want to roll it, and we want to fertilize it. Let's check. Let's look at our map here. Only a couple spots where the poles are. We're growing. Turn off mulched. No, well, just a little bit of stones right down there. We'll get that when we roll it. It all needs rolling. We don't need plowing. And over here, pH and the nitrogen. Why was it saying the nitrogen was bad? Because like I said, I fertilized it already. I guess because it only needs 40 and it's saying it's 160, so that's bad. We're missing 4% yield. I wonder if rolling is going to get that extra 4%. Well, we're going to have to buy a roller. I don't think I have one. This is gonna be a good field. We're gonna get lots and lots of hay off of this. I'm gonna check. See, I don't know if the silage additive is going to work with alfalfa or not. And I don't know if the production that turns grass into hay is going to work with alfalfa. Of course, cousin Skeeter could always go in and with his toolkit and do a little backcountry engineering on it and make it work. All right, we need some rollers. We need rollers. Do we have anything in the used market that we can take advantage of? Not really seeing anything yet. I mean, that's a nice tractor. It's a nice sprayer. Oh, let's see. That's not a bad little skid steer either. No, I don't see anything in there that'll help us out right now. No rollers. Rollers. I'm gonna go fix that mod at some point. Okay, we need a fairly decent sized one. That's a 5.2 meter. .8. .5. I think that's the one I usually get. Now that's 25 versus 1250. 12,000. I'm going to go with that. We're just going to buy it. Standard. Wide. Trelleborg. BKT. Midas. That's fine. We don't need to spend extra money. Let's purchase it. All right. What's running? Sounds like something's... Oh, it's the road that's backed up forever. Wait. Don't tell me. Jeez. I already had a roller. Great. Wow. Take a hit on it. We don't need it. Okay, we'll leave that there for now. go get our roller. And I think I will do the headland, because the worker seems to have lots of issues with that. Can I make this turn? Oh yeah. Alright, let's pardon the noise on the... I mean, Granny sure is noisy in there, that's for sure. Working her poor little fingers to the bone. Back up as far as we can go. And we'll lower. Lock in and go. Yeah, no, you're wanting to stop, but, you know. Let's do this. Let's fold you up. Drive you forward a little bit. Unfold you. Lower you down. And back up. And then we'll get around you. And here we go. Just a rolling, 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 rolling the alfalfa. I'm so cheesy. Gotta love Cousin Skeeter's humor. Well, you know, as Cousin Skeeter says, if you can't laugh at it, you ain't having fun. Thank you for telling us that, Cousin Skeeter. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's not good. Running into the fence. Probably should put something on the front of this tractor, because I'm always running into stuff. Poor tractor doesn't stand a chance. Neither do my implements. Yep. Oh no, I almost would want to take... My OCD wants to come along and paint up that section that's not being... It's not being planted, and it's outside of the range of the steering assist for whatever reason. wonder if I was to get coarse play, if coarse play would handle it any differently. Have to be careful with this too, because it's pretty slow getting down. This is not the fastest process either, unfortunately. But it is what it is. It's going to improve our yield. Hopefully by 4%. Or 5% or whatever. Get us to the maximum yield of 89. I mean, this is some pretty lousy soil, but excuse me. What can you do? I mean, it would seem like that you could do some work on it to kind of improve the soil itself. Let's see if I can ride the fence. Wow. Oh, let's go forward a little bit. And we can back up. Put that down. Lock onto the GPS. You know, you may be wondering, you may not have ever even thought about it, but how did the old-timey farmers that didn't have GPS, how did they work? I mean, what do you think they did? I mean, I know a couple of methods, but you know, you might think, well, they had a compass. Well, I don't think that compasses were like super readily available, and then they were delicate instruments on top of that, and riding around in a tractor, bouncing around in a rough field would not be very good on them, and just don't know how well that would work. But in the old days, there was what we now can call the poor man's GPS. Basically, what you would do is you would sit here and you can look right down that line, and you see there's a tree right down there. You get fixed on it, and you keep that line of the hood lined up with that tree down there. It could be a tree, it could be a fence post, it could be anything that is fixed and not moving. And then you just stay lined up with it, and you just keep going in that direction. And when my grandpa did it, he didn't have a tractor to begin with. I don't know if he ever had a tractor at all. I'll have to ask my mom about that. Most of the time he used, I always heard the stories about the mule and the plow. And then everything else after that was by hand. If he fertilized, it was by hand. If he, when he planted, it was by hand. He had several, like 8 or 10 kids, which in those days, everybody had lots of kids. Or not everybody, but most people did, especially people that worked on farms and stuff. And he would have them get out there with hose, and they would get all the weeds and grass and whatever else was growing up in the plants and in the garden. And then I'm pretty sure they had one of those old-fashioned hand-cranked pumps that pumped the water out of the well. Pretty sure the well was a hand-dug well. And they would pump the water out in buckets, and then they would use the buckets to water the plants when they needed water. And yeah, it was a lot of handwork. And I don't know, I don't remember anybody ever saying anything about him getting a tractor to work. I mean, stuff like that was very expensive. And he did work off the homestead, but I think it was like at least 2 to 4 men who all worked at the same place, and they would carpool. And that would save on gas and wear and tear on a vehicle. And I mean, might as well, everybody's going to the same place at the same time. Why not? You know, people from that time had gone through the Depression, the Great Depression, and they just did things differently than a lot of us do now. When you go through some hard times like that, you learn to be careful, frugal, and be more thoughtful about the things you do, and not be wasteful. And just kind of be good stewards of what you got, and be creative with everything. I mean, I know there's been many times that my grandma had to make, feed all those kids and grandpa and everything, especially after he got home from working. He'd get home from work, and then he'd go out in the garden and do what he needed to do out there, and then he would come in and he would be hungry. And, he was not a mean man or anything, but he wanted his supper ready when he got in the house. So Granny knew to have that meal ready. She had some girls helping her, so it wasn't like she had to do it all by herself. And but she'd make meals out of nothing, just about. I mean, they had chickens, so there was always plenty of chicken meat. Grandpa and the older boys would go deer hunting, and they would have that. And they didn't have electricity, they didn't have a freezer and stuff like that, so I'm not sure exactly what they did with their deer meat when they would go hunting. I mean, like today, you go, you can go and get a whole, you get a whole calf, half a calf, quarter calf, whatever, from a meat processor, and or a meat supplier, or whatever you want to call them, and they package it up and you put it in your freezer. They didn't have that luxury back then. I know they would do hogs, and that was a big thing, because you would you grind up sausage, you would smoke hams and cure hams and all of that kind of stuff. And now, I don't know when Granny started doing it, but I know they pressure canned in jars and that kind of thing. And I know for a fact, because I've done it, you can pressure can meat, and it does not have to be refrigerated, and it's just fine. Hamburger meat, roasts, like anything like beef tips. Like if you wanted to have a meal that was like beef tips and gravy, you could just open a can. It was already cooked from the canning process, and all you'd have to do is make up some gravy, open that can, put it in open that jar, put it in the gravy, and just basically heat it up. Chicken can be done that way too. Along with vegetables, and stuff like that. I don't think it's a good idea. I'd have to go back. I haven't done canning in a long time, and I'm not an expert by any means, and I'd have to go look and see what the requirements are, but I don't think you could can meat and vegetables together. I think there's issues with that. I think if you have to go longer for the meat or something like that. I mean, I know you can get spaghetti with meat sauce, but that spaghetti's a little bit different story. It's got those tomatoes and the stuff that's in there is more acidic than other stuff, and so that makes it easier to can. So with the right acidity, it doesn't go bad as easily. Now, my stepdad talked about when he was a kid that they would take something like a coffee can with a lid. I don't know if I know that
they would put syrup in cans that were like paint cans and had a resealable lid kind of thing. I don't remember him saying what kind of can it was, or even if it did have a lid. And what he said they would do is they would cook up their like breakfast sausage kind of thing. There's bulk sausage in little patties. And then, so what they would do is they would put some of the like rendered hog fat in. They pour a little bit in the bottom of the pan of the can, and let that start cooling and solidifying. And then they would put a piece of a patty, a cooked sausage patty in there. And then they would pour more of the rendered fat on top of it and build up a thin layer over it. Then they would let that kind of solidify a little bit, and then they would pour more, and let it, well, they would let it solidify that second time, the second layer, and then they put a patty and pour more of the rendered fat. They just basically keep building layers with surrounding it with the rendered fat, and basically sealing it in, and that would keep stuff out. And because it was cooked, all the bacteria was cooked out, I suppose. But then when you got ready to eat it, you would dig down in there with a spoon or something, and you would pull out whatever patty was on top and throw that in a skillet with a little bit of that rendered fat still stuck to it, and that would melt out and kind of refry it a little bit to heat it up. And that was one of the ways they would preserve it. I mean, when you hear stories like that, you realize just how spoiled we are today. I mean, be able to just go to the refrigerator and pull out something that was left over, or the freezer, and that kind of thing. Excuse me. Yeah, because they just didn't have freezers. I mean, their refrigerator was an ice box. For a long time, I always thought a refrigerator was called an ice box. The reason they called it an ice box is because it was a wooden box that was insulated, and it had a compartment at the top that would hold ice, and that was what would I just hit the bad button. Hold on. My headset just
charging battery.
Said it was low. All right. Oh, what just happened here? Um, did I accidentally, like... Oh, I must have accidentally hit the reset somehow. Okay. I was freaking out. That was weird. That's the kind of stuff Cousin Skeeter has issues with. If it's going to be a weird happening, Cousin Skeeter is going to see it. I had to put my, you know, there's some rocks right there. Let's take care of that. I think if we look, that's the only place there's stones. Lower. Somehow those got missed. Good. I had to put my controller down, get the cord for charging my headset, and then must have bumped I don't know what button it bumped. Get back on the steering assist and put this down. And then we're going to have to deal with this. So we'll deal with this by coming up as close as we can. And then we'll just run the circle around here. Make it easy, huh? Hopefully that'll straighten up enough to catch that. Yep. So the ice box, yeah, it had a box, insulated, and it had a compartment for block of ice, big block of ice, and they had ice houses, and you go buy your block of ice or they deliver it, and then you put that in, and as you should probably know, heat rises and cold falls. So excuse me, you would want to, when you put that ice in the box on the top, that the cold air from it would go down into the other compartment. And of course the ice eventually melts, but being a solid block of ice, it takes a long time. And so then you just replace it every so often. I don't know how often they had to replace it.
But since they didn't have electricity out there, they're in a rural area, that's what they did. Again, we are so spoiled. You know, at some point they did get electricity, and they could put, I think they added fans first to kind of help circulate that cold air. And then eventually the technology to cool the compressors and the coils and all that make up a cooling system got small enough that they could put it in an actual refrigerator box, and then if you had electricity, you could have that. Now, some people didn't really go for that when it first came out, even though they had electricity, because it would require quite a bit of electricity. And being frugal as they were, they wanted to save money. And apparently it was cheaper to get the ice and have it delivered than it was to have your own refrigerator, at least at first. But kind of glad I don't live in those days, but you never know. There was a period in my life where I was preparing for times where we might have something occur, that some major catastrophe that would cause us to live kind of like that. And I've kind of gotten away from that. It's a lot of stress and a lot of work. And the way I think about things, I was getting too deep in the rabbit hole with that, let me tell you. But there are lots of things that they used to do that we could do now that would save us a lot of money, but it takes more effort, and you have to know what you're doing. And let's face it, we've become a lazy society. I mean, we may do things, but you know, when you didn't have to go to a gym back in those days to stay in shape. You worked, and you worked hard. Now you have all this leisure time because you're not doing that hard work, but yet you have to go to a gym and sweat and do all the stuff like that. I mean, why not sweat in the garden and grow your own vegetables? Even if you live in town in a subdivision, I mean, you can put a small garden in. There's square foot gardening, and there's other stuff like that. Square foot gardening works, let me tell you. I've done it myself on a slightly larger scale. And it actually doesn't take as much time as traditional gardening does, but you can grow quite a bit of stuff. And you know, I mean, if you're not going into it with the mindset that you're gonna grow everything you eat, then
just do a few things. Maybe a few of the more expensive things, like if you like asparagus in the store is pretty expensive. But if you can get asparagus started, then it basically comes back year after year after year. And once you get it good and established, then you don't harvest the whole plant, you just harvest parts of it. And then it's a pretty low maintenance plant once you get it going. And something I plan to do is we need to eat more salads around here. And the problem is we go to the store and we'll buy a bag of salad and or a head of lettuce and all the stuff to make the salad. If you do that, you end up with so much that you just can't eat it all before it goes bad. And then if you you get the bags, the same thing can happen. They go bad before you eat them or whatever. Sometimes, you buy stuff with good intentions, and then life happens, and you end up not being able to do what you intended to do. And so, I've seen a method of growing lettuce where you can take some storage tubs and basically do them in a hydroponic method where they're growing in a liquid solution instead of in dirt. And then you can plant them, and you don't have to do anything with them. Just let them go. You mix the solution up and pour it in the thing, and as they grow, they use up the solution, and the roots get longer, and they do their thing, and it works. And in about 30 days or so, you have a full-grown vegetable, lettuce, green leaf lettuce, whatever. And so the other thing is that you can just go, and if you have a lot of times you put 4 to 6 in a tub, and you then when they're ready, you go and you pick a few leaves off, and just every time you want a salad, you go just pick what you want. And that lets you basically, you're storing it without storing it. Okay, where? I saw it there somewhere. It flashed up. There we go. Let's get this dirty thing cleaned up. I'm spraying it. Why is it not? There we go. Just got to get it in the right spot. Man, that is cool. Look at those tires down there. They got that water beating up on them and shining like they're wet. All right. Let's clean the dirt. And this guy's got some damage on him, huh? Let's do some repair work. I mean, these guys were from the used sale. I don't think we can repaint, but we can repair. That's better. Man, other than the paint job, looks good. Well, it's getting long in an episode, so I think we're just going to call it, and then I'm going to sell these off camera, and by the next time we come back, I may just jump through till we're ready to harvest some, well, let's see. Let's check. Not the calendar. Let's check this. Close are going to be November. And the wood beams. Wood beams are good now. So yeah, I'll go sell the wood beams. And then we'll take and I'll do that off camera. And then when we'll go through August, November should be when we're ready to harvest the alfalfa. So we will probably come back, probably jump through September and October off camera, and then when we come back it'll be November. I think that's what we'll do. So I thank y'all for coming and stopping by and allowing me to talk your ear off, and appreciate the company. And just like to ask, if you haven't already, if you'd subscribe, and if you'd hit the like button if you liked it. You can hit the like button if you didn't like it. I mean, but you know, that's up to you. Also, if you'd click the notification button, you'll get notified. I do have 2 other series. You'll get notified when any one of those has a new video. And then if you want to, if you like it, or if you know someone that you think will like it, share it with them. Share it with your friends. Share it with your neighbors. Share it with your neighbors' friends. Yeah. That sounds good. So that's it for now. So this is Cousin Skeeter saying bye-bye for now.